In line with our lesson in Physics 1, we'll be going over the concept of collision in Minecraft. So what is collision? Collision is an event where two or more objects come into contact with each other. There are two main types of collision. The first one is called elastic collision. These two players riding minecarts are going into each other's direction. In Minecraft physics, as shown on the screen, they would just bounce off each other, just as how balls bounce away from each other upon collision. One real-life example is the collision of balls in the game of billiards. Since the collision is elastic, the balls do not experience permanent deformation, like dents or significant energy loss to heat or sound. This lack of energy loss ensures that the balls can retain and transfer their energy back into motion rather than losing it to other forms. This player jumps on a slime block, much like when a person jumps on a trampoline. For collisions to be considered elastic, the objects must separate after impact without any lasting deformation, heat generation, or sound loss. The second type of collision is the inelastic collision. When an arrow hits something, it usually sticks to the target instead of bouncing off, much like when a person throws a dart into a target. This results in an inelastic collision, as the arrow transfers much of its energy into the target, causing damage and remains embedded. When an anvil drops and hits the player, it doesn't bounce. Instead, it transfers its kinetic energy to the target, potentially causing damage or breaking, like when something heavy is dropped onto a surface. When the TNT reached the ground, it exploded the area around it, much like when you throw a decent-sized rock at a car and it creates a dent. This deformation absorbs some of the kinetic energy from the object, converting it into other forms of energy, like heat and internal energy within the materials. The lack of bouncing and the damage dealt characterize it as an inelastic collision. In exploring several principles of physics in Minecraft and comparing it to real-life scenarios, we were able to learn how collisions work. By understanding these types of collisions, we gain insight into how energy and momentum are transferred in different contexts, whether in real life or through the mechanics of a game.